I don't care what you say. I don't care what you tell me, but I know you're full of
You know, it's all right, Antoine. I got it.
So, how much is this thing worth?
Its value would be about $75 to $100.
You know, I paid $800 for this.
I'm sorry you got burned.
Yeah, so, okay, maybe the thing is a fake.
Ivory Tusk. All right, peeps, just welcome our queen of antiques who casually strolls into a pawn shop. Ah, well, she's here to pawn her ivory tusk. Now, isn't that a marvelous collectible? What a classic move, lady.
I'm here today at the pawn shop with my ivory tusk that is beautifully hand-carved. I would hope that I could get somewhere between $1,000 and $1,500 for it.
And what do you want to do with it?
I want to pawn it for 7 to 10 days.
Okay.
I need some money between now and 4 o'clock.
Folks, the world was on the edge of its seats for some ivory enthusiasts. But guess what? Our lady's luck got lightning struck in front of an ivory expert.
Unfortunately, it's not ivory.
What do you mean it's not ivory?
This is bone. It's pieced together bone, and it's made for the tourist trade. It only took like 2 seconds to tell this wasn't ivory. I've seen this hundreds of times before. They were in Asia, they went to a market, they were told they were ivory.
Whoa, that's a shocking twist. Turns out that the precious treasure was just a bone-made knockoff. However, as far as our lady's reaction goes, let's just say reality, it's like a ton of bricks.
1,000 to 15.
I would loan you like $100 on this.
No.
Okay, that's what I can do.
Do a little bit better.
There's no way I could do better. It's not real, it's bone, okay?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, but I don't loan on pretty. All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Flintlock pistol. Got your eye on some quick cash? How about you give up on your Wild West hero dream? Therefore, our Mr. Big Shot was waving his impressive flintlock pistol, hoping for a gold rush fortune.
There was a seller there who had got it from a estate sale, and I was told that at the estate sale it had been in the family for generations. So, you know, the seller had a lot of information about it, and if you look over here, they've got some of the markings that are indicative of something in that time period, so.
Here we go, the infamous dialogue, "I've got a gun collection." However, Mr. Collector, your tale, that prized possession, and your overall aura just don't vibe with Corey's standards.
The oldest one I've ever bought. It's got a lot of history to it. I think it's a really good gun.
So why are you trying to get rid of it?
Well, my wife is kind of pushing me for it. I love this gun. It's like been the cream of my my collection, and you know it kills me to sell it. I don't want to sell it.
So after Corey dialed in the experts, cue the drum roll, people. Turns out our know-it-all collector got served a plate full of surprising facts. Who saw that coming, right?
It looks the period, and it looks like it has age, but it's all artificial.
So how much is this thing worth?
Its value would be about $75 to $100.
You know, I paid $800 for this.
I'm sorry you got burned.
1995 Atlanta. Buckle up, baseball buffs, and grab your baseball bats to swing for this news. A dude whips out a 1995 Atlanta Braves World Series ring, all set to cash in at the pawn shop.
The first championship rings were given to the Giants in 1922 when they beat the Yankees. So it's no big surprise that these things can go for a lot of money. You know, there's a pretty big difference when it comes from staff to player rings. This belonged to Ted, and he issued it or gave it away. Can make it worth more.
Look at that, a real gem for sports collectors, huh? Must take a genius to part with this historical treasure. But don't worry, we've got professionals to hold the pawnbroker's hands through it.
Let's take a look at the ring here. We have a large diamond set on top of a blue stone, and we're going to have 18 smaller diamonds surrounding it. The company Jostens, they made the rings for the 95 championship Braves. So on the inside, we should see the Jostens logo. Unfortunately, this isn't even a staff ring.
Now it makes me feel like it. He's an aspiring con artist trying to outwit the pawnbrokers. And guess what? That ring's a salesman's knockoff. Shady vibes, right?
With the original box and everything, you're looking at around $2,000.
I was really disappointed. They bring some off the street. I don't know where he came from. All of a sudden, he comes through the door and he's Mr. Expert on baseball. So I don't know. I was really disappointed.
Fake Gibson. Guess what, people? We've got ourselves another chapter in the ongoing epic of musical instruments. Get ready, because Chum Lee's taking center stage, facing a dude peddling a Gibson mandolin his way.
The thing that makes this mandolin special is that Gibson made it. Gibson mandolins are sweet. We had a lady bring one in from the early 1900s, and Rick practically drooled all over it. It's in great condition.
You can see the craftsmanship on it is phenomenal.
Look who's stepping up to the plate in the absence of the almighty Rick, the all-knowing savior of the day. No need to fret, everyone. He's got it all figured out.
I actually have a spending limit of $1,000. I'm not supposed to go any higher than that.
It's not the end of the world for me if I don't sell it. I don't mind walking out of here with it.
How about $1,300?
What do you say, $18.95? I mean, you see the shape it's in. It's a little dust, but it's fine.
Chumley's big move involves a casual stroll to the guitar shop because, you know, he's just dying to show off his purchase and hopefully earn a gold star from the boss.
Gibsons are covered in a lacquer finish, and this pickguard is totally wrong. This is something Gibson never even used.
I just paid $1,500 for that.
Ouch.
Is it worth anything?
Maybe about $100. Dude, sorry about that.
Thanks for the bad news, Jesse.
Call me anytime you got any questions, dude.
PICAULT sculpture. Hey there, art lovers. If collecting sculptures isn't your thing, don't worry, this guy's covered it. He was parading his prized PICAULT sculpture through the pawn shop doors that day.
What can you tell me about this thing?
It was made in 1888 by the French sculptor Émile Picard.
Okay.
Rick, it's a quality piece. I don't know the sculptor.
PICAULT was an artist in France. He was born in the 1830s, died around 1915. He did a lot of mythological stuff.
Whoa, hold your horses, viewers. If we're talking about the real deal, we're talking big bucks. But hey, let's not be naive about the art world's tricks. How about we call in Sick to work his magic?
The patina looks right. What doesn't look right is there's some pitting right here. And that crack right there is from when they casted it. It didn't happen later. If it's an original, the casting will all be right.
To be honest, I don't know how to respond.
I believe this was recast probably like 40, 50 years ago, long after PICAULT died.
Oh boy, it looks like someone's been served a platter of bitter truth. And surprise, surprise, he was not exactly liking the taste. Newsflash, that art artifact wasn't exactly a masterpiece.
I don't care what you say. I don't care what you tell me, but I know you're full of
You know, it's all right, Antoine. I got it. That's just what I see.
We might be wrong. We don't know.
I'm glad he didn't want to buy. This is his loss.
Hudson Bay Gorget. Guess who just came in, guys? It's our resident mystery kid, all ready to peddle some vintage soldier gear from the history books. Presenting the star, here's a Hudson Bay Gorget.
What do you know about this thing?
As far as I know, it was made by Hudson Bay, somewhere probably around 1700s. I don't know a whole lot about it. My dad actually got it. He picked it up at an auction.
Do you know what he paid for it?
Second mortgage on his house.
Okay.
Let's all give a round of applause to his dad here for emptying his pockets on this priceless gem. And that's totally credible, right? Or maybe not. Any thoughts?
For about 100,000.
You know, I don't see that happening.
Why not?
Because I think it's worth a lot less.
How much less?
Like 99,000 less. I can tell you right now, it's not 1700s.
All right.
Okay?
Our dear dude's about to blow a gasket when Rick lays down some truth bombs. Aw, man, you better behave, son. Isn't that a punk move, right?
I'd offer you $1,000.
I don't know what you're smoking, man, but that's not gonna work. So I'm gonna take my stuff and leave.
All right, have a nice day.
That guy, I think he just thinks I'm some punk kid and wanted to lowball me. I'm disappointed I couldn't make a deal. I would have liked to have made the money.
Tortoiseshell guitar. This guy is single-handedly redefining the entire music scene, moving from basic wooden acoustics to full-blown instrumental madness with his epic tortoiseshell guitar. Total game changer, right?
Yeah, I've never had anyone ask me if it's legal to sell their guitar. It's a tortoiseshell.
I came to the pawn shop today to see if I could sell my turtle shell guitar. As far as its value, I had no clue. If I was able to sell it today, that money will go towards my daughter's college.
What a heartwarming sentiment for our souls. But just to clarify, are we the official headquarters for all things shady and sketchy? So, before we stretch a string, here's an opinion.
Tortoiseshell was real popular back in the day for making combs, sunglasses, guitar picks, all sorts of stuff. It looks cool and it's incredibly durable. But some tortoises became endangered. So in the early 70s, the trade in tortoiseshell was banned.
Like they say, anything with strings is music to the ears. My advice for the dude is to keep it as a musical souvenir. He'll probably have a delightful struggle trying to offload that gem.
There's people that have done 10 months of in-house arrest and paid like 20 grand in fines for selling this stuff illegally.
I'm going to look at my options as to what I can and can't do with it. I've got 2 girls, and I don't want jail visits from